Good morning, everyone. This is Madhubala, Assistant Professor in Department of Information Technology from Vailtech, Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan and Shakuntala Engineering College. So, we are going to see about the introduction part. Business use data to derive information that is critical to their day-to-day operation. Storage is a repository that enables user to store and retrieve this digital data. Here, the information storage refers to the process of saving, retrieving, and managing data in various formats and mediums, ensure its accessibility and security. Information storage is the process of saving, managing, and accessing data securely across various mediums, from traditional physical device to modern cloud-based system. Here, the digital data and its types. Data is a collection of raw factors, maybe handwritten letters, printed book, a family photography, and an account holder passbook. These are all examples of data. This data can be generated using a computer and stored in strings of zeros and ones. Data in this form is called digital data and is accessible by the user only after it is processed by the computer. Here the digital data, a video, photo, book, letters are converted into zeros and ones format. Right. The definition. Data can be classified as structured or unstructured based on how it's stored and managed. Here the structured data is organized in rows and columns in a rigidly defined format so that the applications can retrieve and process it efficiently. The structured data is typically stored in a database management system. Right? It is stored in a rows and columns to stores. Okay. In unstructured format, the element cannot be stored in rows and columns. Therefore, it is difficulty to query and retrieve by business application. For example, the customer contact may be stored in a handwritten notes or some other in sticky notes, email message, business cards, or even digital format files such as a document, dot text, and PDF format. Here, the information storage refers to the process of storing and preserving data or information in a structured and retrievable manner. There are several methods of information storage. Here, with the physical storage, it includes hard disk drives, solid state drives, USB flash drives, optical storage, cloud storage, magnetic tape, database systems. See, this hard disk drives, it is commonly used in computers and server for storing large amount of data. Right. The solid state drives, which is faster and more reliable than hard disk drives, which is commonly used in laptops and data centers. Okay. Next one is USB flash drives, which is portable and convenient for transferring and storing small amount of data. Next one is the optical storage, which is CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray. These are all used in archiving and distributing data, music, videos, etc. From retrieving the data from CDs and DVDs. Okay. Cloud storage. Cloud storage allows data to be stored and accessed over the internet through third-party service provider, which is commonly in cloud storage provider include Google Drive, Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive, and Amazon S3. It offers benefits like scalability, accessibility from anywhere with the internet connection, and automated backups. This is benefit for scalability, accessibility from anywhere within a cloud-based connection, internet connection. Next one is the magnetic tape, which is historically used for backup and archiving. Magnetic tapes are still used in some scenarios due to their high capacity and cost efficientness for long-term data storage, which is high capacity than others, which stores a large amount of data, which is high capacity and cost efficiently. Database system. Structured data is often stored in database which uses a variety of models like relational database, SQL, and NoSQL database and graph database among others. The data-centered infrastructure includes computer storage system, network devices, dedicated power backups, and environmental controls such as air conditioning and fire suspensions. Large organizations often maintain more than one data center to distribute data processing workloads and provide backups in the event of disaster. The storage requirements of a data center are met by the combination of various storage architectures. These are the infrastructure, data center infrastructure, a client and the server. Between the LAN is connected for an interface between client and server. The application user interface send the data to the server so that the server send the data to the storage array, which is stored in a rows and columns through storage network. For example, a customer places an order through the AUI for order processing application server located on a client computer. The second part is the client connects to the server over the LAN and access the DBMS located on the server to update the relevant information such as customer name, address, payment details, some credentials are there, right? The next one is that DBMS uses a server operating system to read and write this data to the database located on a physical disk in a storage array. A fourth one is a storage network provides a communication link between server and the storage array, which is transport the read or write commands between them. Okay, the storage array. The last part is storage array that receives the storage array after receiving the read or write commands from the server. It performs the necessary operation to store the data on a physical disk, right? Next, the key component means key characteristics of data center. It is manageability, availability, data integrity, and capacity, monitoring, reporting, which is a data center should provide easy and integrated management of all its elements. Here the availability takes what data should ensure information is required, what does it means? Well, it simply means no downtime, right? It simply means no downtime. It is unavailability of information could cost a lot of money as per hours to business. Data integrity means it's stored and retrieved exactly as it was received. What it received, it is stored. Okay, capacity, which means it can store how much it could stored. When capacity requires increases, the data center must provide additional capacity without interrupting availability or with minimal distribution. Monitoring, it is a continuous process of gathering information on various elements and services running in a data center. The reason is obvious: to predict the unpredictable. Okay, the reporting, which means a resource performance capacity and utilization gathering together in a point of time. Next, the security, scalability, and performance. Security, which is procedure and core element integrated gathered together to prevent unauthorized access, which is secured from unauthorized access to the information. Scalability, which is business growth almost always require deploying more servers, new application, additional database, etc. Performance management is to make sure that all the elements of a DC provide optimal performance to the required service levels. Here the evaluation of computing platforms. From 1950s to 1970s, the mainframe was used. The mainframe were the first computing platform, large and expensive machine used for centralized processing and data storage. Next one is mini computers. It is in the year of 1960s to 1980s. Mini computers were smaller and more affordable than mainframes. The next one is a personal computer. which is in the year of 1980s to 1990s. The advent of personal computer brought computing power to individuals and small businesses. The next one is client server computing, which is 1980s to 2000s. The tasks were divided between client machine and dedicated servers. The next one is internet and web technologies, which undergoes in the year of 1990s to present. That enables the sharing of information, communication, and e-commerce industries. Next one is the cloud computing, which is from 2000s to present. It introduced services like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. IaaS, PaaS, and software as a service. SAS. Mobile. Next one is the mobile and edge computing, which is from 2010s to present. A widespread adoption of mobile device and the Internet of Things, IoT. Okay. AI and machine learning, which is from 2010 to present. The advancement in artificial intelligence and machine learning have revolutioned computing platform. The next one is quantum computing ongoing. Okay, which is ongoing technology. This technology that has the potential to solve complex problems exponentially faster than classical computer. Okay, next one is a third platform technology, which is cloud computing. All the storage systems are stored on a cloud basis, right? A cloud computing is a delivery of different services through the internet. These resources includes tools and application like data storage, servers, database, networking, and software. It enables an on-demand access to the shared pool of configurable computing resources such as servers, storage, databases, networking, softwares, and application over the internet. In simply, we can say the cloud computing is the delivery of different services through the internet, right? These are the architecture of cloud computing. From the client infrastructure, internet is connected to the application. Okay, the client infrastructure is a front end operation. The application, service, runtime cloud, storage, infrastructure, management, security, these and all undergoes in back-end operation, which is the which connects through internet by communicating in between client infrastructure and application service. Okay, front end and back end is connected in a internet. This is the basic concept of cloud computing. Okay, the application, service, runtime cloud, storage, infrastructure, management, security. These all back-end process. Client infrastructure is the front-end process. Next, the characteristics of cloud computing. Here, on-demand self-service, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, multi-tenancy, security. These and all characteristics of cloud computing. Okay, on demand of self-service, which means what we required for a storage of data, which is required for storing our data. Broad network access, which is used to store the data in cloud computing platform. Resource pooling, what resource we are needed for retrieving the data from cloud service, cloud computing. The next one is elasticity. When we retrieve the data from the cloud basis. And the security. Security in a cloud computing is more efficient and consistency for all the data which is stored in a cloud computing. And these and all the basic concepts and the introduction, data, big data, everything in a cloud computing, which is undergoes in a storage technology. So we will see in a next video for the upcoming topics. Thank you so much.